Niche, every year they come out with their best places to live. And here in 2025, they've got their list now released. 2025 best places to live in Connecticut. They've got their best places to live in the U.S. as well. All right. They've got their list broken out. So you can go best places to live, just kind of the overall category, but then there's best for families, most diverse, best to buy a house. That's an interesting one. Well, I've got a thought on that, of course, because that's what I do. Be interesting to see what this list says. Best public schools, cost of living, all of that. All right. The overall category, best places to live in Connecticut. And I think last year this was the, I wonder if it shows me what last year came in, but this year, what's your guess here, Brian? You can't see him because your computer died.
I was just pulling it up on my phone, so I did.
Oh, you're trying to cheat. You're trying to cheat.
Sorry.
What's your guess? What's your guess?
For the best town in Connecticut to live in?
But according to niche.com, best place to live.
Oh, I gotta say Brantford, Connecticut, the best town.
Okay, it's West Hartford. It's West Hartford. And I think that's so they get all these reviews, right? They take these let me give you actually the data how they come up with this crap. They're
surprise me.
Best place to live based on all these different categories I told you about. Ranking based on data from the U.S. Census, the FBI. Wow, listen to that. Look at that. Like the FBI's got enough. Doge hasn't done enough to the FBI for them to have enough, data still kicking around there for niche to get their little report out. BLS, that's Bureau of Labor Statistics. CDC, didn't know they still existed either, and other sources. So here's how it was calculated. Based on all those sources, the grade takes into account several factors: location, local quality of local schools, crime rates, housing trends, employment stats, access to amenities, in an attempt to measure this overall area. So cost of living was 12.5% of the grade. Higher education rate, 12.5%, which is a percent of residents who have achieved a bachelor's degree or higher. That's 12.5%. That's way too high. I mean, I run into dummies all day long with a bachelor's degree. So that's a little high. And I run into very smart people with a high school equivalent. The weight people put into that category is infuriating to me. At 12.5%, maybe you put it at 5. I get it. My kids will probably go to college someday, and they'll think it's worth something. It'll be worth whatever the heck you can leverage it into. I'm sure I'll lose money on that deal. Housing grade was 10%. I would have bumped that weighting up. What do you think? Housing grade should have been higher than 10%, Brian?
I don't even know what housing grade is, like the quality of the
based
housing?
on home values, property taxes, housing costs, local schools, and more. Like, to me, that's everything about
picking
the best affordability,
quality of life. I think the access to amenities, you could probably even break that down into like walkability scores. I mean, I think what people love about West Hartford is like you could walk around.
It's
that. Like a nice place to walk around. There's lots of restaurants, lots of shopping. It's just a nice place. People love West Hartford.
Diversity grade makes up 7.5% based on ethnic, generational, and economic diversity. You've got crime and safety at 5%. I don't know.
I would think crime and safety would be high. Should be higher than
like
college degrees.
Do you want a community? What would you say if you could only pick one? I'm God, and you can only pick one. You can live in the most ethnic, diverse place ever, or the safest place ever. But I mean, which one are you leaning towards, Brian? I'm putting you on a real hot seat there.
Well, I don't even. You got to pick safety. I mean, was that Maslow's hierarchy of needs? Is like food, shelter, safety. Those are like the most important things that humans need.
Maslow didn't say humans need diversity. They need safety. They need food. They need. And listen, diversity is great. I love diversity. It's very, very much
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I learned that in college, by the way, Byron.
Yeah. I think I read it somewhere or on the internet.
I sit around and talk with my other friends with college degrees.
I watched a YouTube. You know what? Martin McKinney taught me about the higher needs of what is it? Maslow's
hierarchy of needs. Although it hasn't really come into super important handy in my life until now, I guess.
I went to the Martin McKinney School of Higher Needs.
There
Okay,
you go.
we broke it down right on a sneakers bar top. So I got that. We carved it into the bar. If you go to sneakers, you'll find it there. Family grade, crime and safety to me should have been higher.
I agree.
I like keep diversity on there, but crime and safety, housing grade, cost of living. Okay, those are the things. You have a weather grade. I mean, Connecticut is, you know, if the weather's one way in Greenwich, but 2 hours later it'll be that way in Ledyard. Okay, it's like it's just gonna move left or right. So weather grade, really, you got different weather in. Do you really have different weather? I guess Litchfield Hill, you could have different weather, but I don't know. Weather grade, uh, family grade, all that kind of stuff. All right, I'll go back to the list here. That's kind of how they came up with this.
Well, they
Interesting.
probably use this on a national basis too, so they're comparing cities all over the country.
They do.
But yeah, it does seem silly to compare weather to a small state like Connecticut from one town to another.
They do have the national ranking. So West Hartford, Glastonbury, Westport, those are your top three. Farmington, Weetog, top five. Simsbury is six. Avon, Riverside, Glastonbury, and then Old Greenwich. That's your top 10. Brian, just some things to note. You got Cheshire at 14. You got Fairfield at 15. Greenwich comes in at 18. Mystic is number 19. 06355. We're talking real Mystic. Like, to me, I love Mystic. Would I want to live there June, July, August, September, October? I don't know. People who live there can't find places to park.
Well, it's interesting too, like when we do these articles about the best schools in the state, a lot of them are in Fairfield County. But when you do this top 20 overall, a lot of these towns are not in Fairfield County. And I guess that has to do with costs of these towns being more affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, traffic. I don't know if was traffic one of the
Well,
factors that you look at?
Mystic's got a variety of different schools. I mean, are you on the Groton side, the Stonington side?
Yeah.
Let me see. Was traffic on there? I'm sure it had to have been. That's got to be a consideration. Transportation. You have a walkability grade. They don't actually put shortest commute grade based on typical commute and methods. That's only 2.5%. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
wonder if they do proximity to employer. I mean, there's a lot of
A
employers
lot of
in the
factors.
Hartford area, so that would kind of make sense where West Hartford would score high on the commuting
A lot
distance.
of ways you could dice that up. Madison was number 22, your hometown. Let's see if we can find Branford. Might not be able to find them on this list, unfortunately for you. And
Our
you're,
best kept secret. I live in Brantford for you listeners wondering why I'm
I mean,
picking
I'll tell you
Brantford.
right now, Old Saybrook should be on this list.
Oh,
We got
absolutely.
Old Saybrook and Greenwich have the two lowest mill rates. So your taxes in Old Saybrook are incredibly low, and I'm just not finding them, which is shocking to me. They have a category in here: best places to buy or best to buy a house in Connecticut, and they have Weetog number one. That's a Hartford County town. Mansfield Center 2, Glastonbury Center 3, Woodbridge, Cheshire top 5, Terriffill 6, Glastonbury, Farmington, Simsbury, South Windsor. These are all Hartford County towns. Avon is 11. Madison is number 12. Like, when we're saying best place to buy, I've owned real estate in Madison. You currently own real estate in Madison, right, Brian?
I do.
It's a phenomenal town. Love the town. I love the location I was in. It was amazing location. It's maybe one of the best places if you can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people love Madison. Like especially, I don't know. I grew up there, so I kind of have like a skewed view. Like I feel like when you're 18 years old, and you've been going to high school in a small town. You're like, get ready, get me the heck out of here. But I mean, I appreciate it more now, and I see why people like it. I mean, especially people that come from out of state that haven't seen like a cute New England town on the beach. People love it. People always will.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal town. But when I'm thinking about one of the things I want to do when I'm buying a house, okay, is I want to buy on location that stands up to down markets or up markets. All right. We had a big recovery market in Connecticut before COVID. So we've got a really good test case on towns that survive through down markets. And Brian, I'll just tell you, one of the towns that performed the best, if not the best, during the recovery years was Old Saybrook. Okay. And I'm not just saying this because John Fuller owns a place in Old Saybrook. Of course, the owner of the station here, John Fuller. I'm not saying it because I own a place in Old Saybrook. The reason why cheap guys like me, and even cheaper John Fuller, I mean, he might be one of the cheapest you come across in a good way. One of the reasons why you buy in Old Saybrook is not just, hey, it's one of the only two towns have river frontage and Long Island Sound frontage. That's Saybrook and Old Lyme. You actually have commerce. It's very different than Old Lyme. Like, they're pro-business. You've got all kinds of shopping. You've got a beautiful downtown. You've got boating. You've got all these great things in Old Saybrook. And oh, by the way, you have the lowest mill rate in the state. Taxes are incredibly affordable in Old Saybrook compared to neighboring towns. Just look to across the river to Old Lyme. Just look at Westbrook, look at Clinton, look at Madison, look at Guilford along the shoreline, look at Killingworth. Look at the taxes in Old Saybrook are very reasonable. It's the lowest mill rate in the state. That and Greenwich are the two lowest mill rates in the state, and it's historically been that, which is why Old Saybrook has performed really well. And on this list, Brian, they've got Old Saybrook outside the top 80. Listen, niche, you don't know what you're doing, niche.com. Next time you need to recalculate, maybe the diversity score brought it down or something. I don't know what happened to, Old Saybrook. But maybe give somebody that knows what the heck they're talking about a call, niche.com. Might never use this list again, Brian. May never use it again.
Yeah, I don't think it's their niche.